sure if there's a perfect technique for picking a name, so much as there's like a lot of strategies that people used in the past. All the way back to like the turn of the century, the early 1900s. Businesses kind of picked a name back then like how you would pick a stripper name. They were just being as simple as possible. Oh, my last name is Ford, I make automobiles, that's gonna be my name. You didn't really see a lot of naming strategy until about the 50s. In the 50s, you know, that was like the golden age of advertisement. And so all of a sudden people decided, hey, let's put some thought into these names. And you know, it's also the golden age of jingles, you know, like a song for everything. So if the name could be put in a song, all the more better. So that's when they started getting more strategic about names. So you had like stuff like Mr. Softy. Mr. Softy sounds way better in a jingle than say Brooks and Brooks Ice Cream Company. See what I'm saying? From the 90s to the early 2000s, you had a lot of names that actually didn't really say much of what the company was about, so much as it was just memorable. Everything had like an E in front of it, and for some reason they seem to love to put like the ooh in names, you know, like Google and Yahoo. And I think in tech they still do a lot of that. I mean, think of Uber and Facebook. It's like 2 syllables. And you know, it's quick. It doesn't necessarily say what it's about. Like Uber, if you don't know what Uber is or never heard of Uber, I don't think you would necessarily think of car company. Now that Uber is everywhere, you know, it's synonymous, like Kleenex. And now you have a trend in business names where it's just a phrase or like the beginning of a sentence, such as And Other Stories, which is a Swedish company, or a grandpa store, or the Company of Parrots, or It's Nice That, which I think are the same thing. It's Nice That and a Company of Parrots are the same thing. To be honest, you can go back and choose any of those old strategies and probably come up with something that's relevant today, with the exception of putting the E or the I in front, you know, like eHarmony, etc. I think that's really dated. If you're coming up with a chocolate company, for example, you can use like your last name, like Mast Brothers Chocolate. Or if like, say you're coming up with a fashion label, you can use your whole name, like Tory Burch. Tory Burch uses her whole name. And you can still come up with something zippy, weird, awkward if you're gonna do a tech company. Maybe it's just important just to pick a name that means something to you. You know, you can actually say, oh, I picked it because it was my grandmother's name and my other grandmother's name, and we put it together and it made something that was quite lovely. You know, you could be, you know, pompous in interviews, which is all we ever want as entrepreneurs. This is such a cute label, and it's so on trend right now because it's really has really dark lipsticks, vibrant